Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, and I'm doing episode number 3 on my Johanna Bosford Magical Jungle. And as you recall, last time I showed you guys how to do all of this gold, and wow, thank you so much for all the feedback, guys. I really appreciate that. And that lets me know that I'm on the right track when I'm doing these videos for you. So tonight I'm going to show you what I'm going to be doing in the silver, because I'm doing silver and gold with this, which I think is going to look absolutely fantastic. And then I'm going to show you what I did with these roses, which were stencils. I showed you that, but I want to show you how to connect it now, so you can see it as a complete rose and not just a bunch of floating pieces. I'll tell you what, let me do that right now. And you remember that I added the butterflies to make it look cool, and also did the butterflies in such a way that they look like they're on top of the hoop. And don't forget that I showed you, let me get this in view for you, this ink that I used to blot out small pieces, areas of black, such as what I wanted to do here when I was changing the coloring. So yeah. All right, so let me pull you in. Now, one thing I also want to encourage you is please, please, please join my Facebook group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. I recently had to change the name slightly because of some problems with Facebook. It was Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, but Facebook had problems with the interface, so it's Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, which is great. So we're good to go. Everything's fixed on that, so no problems. All right, so let me show you how I'm going to do this. All I'm going to do now is just connect using my pen. The gaps in the rose from the stencil. So if that bothered you, a couple of you people mentioned it, excuse me. And when I go to color this, all these extra lines are not going to make a difference. Well, I mean, they'll make a difference, but it'll make them look really great. Okay. Yeah. So let me pull out, because you guys know how I always tell you that it looks really funny close up. And you can see how good that looks now. So I just did this one for you on camera. And I had also done that one, so you can see how it looks when it's finished. And let's see, I had 3 of these puppies. Oh yeah. Here's the 3rd one here in the upper right-hand corner. So yeah, we're in really good shape with that. All right. So, let me cap my pen. And I'm now going to go ahead and use, let's see what this little guy is. My Castle Arts Soft Touch Pencil. The color is Cool Gray, 0.65 if you happen to have this brand. But as you know, I don't select by brand, I select by color because I have a bunch of brands. And for those of you that ask me why, if I run out of a color on one thing, then I can go ahead and grab another color in another brand that, you know, matches, and we're in really good shape. All right. So let me show you how I'm going to do the gray. The idea is to have silver and gold, then do the flowers in pretty colors, and then go ahead and do the butterflies and the roses and so forth. So yeah, I think we're doing pretty well. All right, so let me bring you in. So I'm going to do a really light gray. I mean, super, super whisper light, guys. And again, guys, I can't encourage you enough. Make sure I stay on camera, which of course would be helpful to you. Oh my. Do join my Facebook group because again, teaching adult coloring with ILene Vick. Because almost every day now, or at least every other day, I do live coloring, and that is the time to ask me questions. What I tell people is grab what you're already coloring and put me, you know, come on in and color with me. It doesn't have to be the exact same project. And that's where you can ask me questions about stuff. It can be anything color related. And forgive me while I adjust my light a little bit. I hope everybody's doing well. And you can already start to see how terrific this gray is going to look with this gold. Here we go. And again, I can't emphasize enough how lightly you want to color this gray because of what else we need to do. All right. So now you want to come back. And color your edge. There you go. Look how great that looks. And when you have your pencil, you want a super, super sharp point because you are dealing in like very small tolerances here. I mean, teeny tiny. Wait until you see me try to color a narrower area. And really, guys, I am, with my pencil, I'm basically on the line because you have to, I'm darkening the line because you have to leave that white or lighter area in between those two dark lines. So it's best to color, to draw directly on the line of what you're trying to do this effect with. That's why you've got to have a super sharp point and do a lot of sharpening. Let me erase that gray line that I just accidentally put in there. And if you guys are wondering, I'm using a T-Gal, T-G-A-A-L sharpener to get that super, super sharp point. Whatever it takes. And remember, the effectiveness on your of your pencil sharpener on your pencil depends on the pencil brand. I mean, for the moment, actually, guys, I've switched over to my cheapy Walmart sharpener that I bought. It's just my little plastic thing, and I'm getting very, very sharp points. I mean, I'm talking like ultra sharp, needle sharp. I'll show you. See that? Okay, so let me continue with this so you can see how great this is turning out. Don't forget to turn your pencils every time you lift it up. It'll keep your point sharp. And if you have a little bit of a wobbly line, which I have here, don't worry about. You can always shade that in a little bit. And by the way, that lovely piano music you're hearing is Whispering's Piano. The subscription is $30 for the entire year. It's all piano, original pieces. And Whisperings does not give it to me for free. I pay for it. So they are not paying me to promote them. There we go. Okay, I'm going to sharpen because I got a really teeny tiny spot there. And I'll pull out in a second to show you how this is looking. And see, you can really tell where I started because this line here is not done, whereas this one is. So it's going to be really interesting to see if I can even get this one to look dimensional because it is narrow. At least I can get one side of it. Oh man, got it. All right, guys, so let me pull out, and then you can see how this little puppy's looking. Isn't that beautiful? Now, if you have an extra wide area that you can shade in a little bit, great. But don't get too slap happy with shading here because you don't want to lose that central portion. Oh man, that looks so good. Beautiful. Okay, so let me sharpen my gray. And I'm going to go ahead and do this wheel. I'm treating it more as a wheel than a flower. And I need you to hang in with me while I do this one because this has got a lot wider spaces and you'll really be able to see the effect here. Now on this base color, because my pencil is the darker gray, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm hardly touching the paper to color this in. Now, if you want to use a lighter gray pencil, I mean, right now I'm using this cool gray for both aspects of this, is the darkened outside and the lighter inside. But like I said, it takes a very, very light touch to do your base color with this. If you don't think that you have it, then get yourself a lighter gray pencil and do it that way. And I'm going to darken that center just for visual interest. Okay, let me sharpen my point, and then we're going to make that look silver. And one quickie thing that I want to show you back on this one is I'm going to sharpen my blender pencil. To a point, a sharp point. And I'm going to go over on this larger wheel. I'm just going to hit that center gray like once, just to blend it a little bit so it doesn't look spotty. Like drag it once and that's it. There you go. You don't want to lose that black edge, guys. Okay. So let me pull you in on this little guy. And that is the one thing, since you're using such a pointed lead, that you do run the risk of breaking it. That's okay. That just goes with the territory to do this particular project. And again, if you're doing this picture with me, you want your pencil right on the line. Now this I can bring in my gray just a little bit because it's so big. There we go. Isn't that neat? And trust me, you will develop a feel for this. Don't let it intimidate you. Color that center. Yeah, got them all. Okay, now this ridgy side here is going to be a little wonky to do because you got to follow the ridges. Ah. Okay. Now I'm coloring in just a little bit from this inside edge, not much, okay? I'm blending it in. Just come in just a tad. There you go. And then another little thing that you can do is you take your little mono eraser on the edge. This is your little pinpoint eraser. And you can go ahead and hit that center. There we go. And if your eraser is a little bit too wide for that, you also can take your Faber-Castell white. Prismacolor is really good with the white because it's softer. take a sharpen to a very sharp point. And go ahead down the center with your white. And you can do it down your little spokes as long as you stay off your edges. Okay. All right, let me pull this out. And I want you to see now how that really looks great with that gray being the silver and the gold. This is going to be a phenomenal piece when it's done. All right, now I'm not going to color all of the silvers in this setting, but what I am going to do, I'm going to color one more wheel, which is this very, very narrow one. I can't guarantee how it's going to come out. It's going to be touch and go on this, but we'll see. This is the wheel that goes over the gold. And I've got, like, oh my gosh, a super, super sharp point. I mean, this is like needle point. All right, so let me pull you in on this wheel. And either this is going to turn out really well and be a very good demonstration, or I'm going to be using my eraser. All right, let me grab some water. Now, because this little puppy is so narrow, I'm not going to color in the base gray. I'm going to go right into outlining my gray. And then I'm going to blend it with my finger. There you go. Not bad. Not bad, grasshopper. All right, let me do this other side. All right. All right, let's do this. I'm just gonna do the bottom as well. And if you recall, this is the piece that I used my ink coverage on to cover these lines when I went over the top, because that's where I really screwed up that hoop and had to fix it, and that ink fixed it beautifully, that white. Okay, so now I'm going to take my finger and let that gray smush in there, okay? And that's coming out beautifully. All right, so I've got the steady hand to do this. All right, then I'm going to take my little teeny tiny mono eraser and just gently clean up around the outside there where I smushed the gray, so that that's going to look really cool. There you go. All right, guys, so let me pull you out so you can see the whole kit caboodle. What do you think? I am real happy with that. So what's going to happen by the time this little puppy is done is I'm going to have these things that are not necessarily flowers. I don't know, I got to decide what to do with that one. But for sure that'll be a silver, that'll be a silver, this will be the silver, and then I'm going to have the floral. So it's going to look neat because I have silver and gold in this. And then I'm going to have the flowers in here, which will be my my reds and blues and purples and the whole bit, plus the flowers that I added here. So actually, let me turn this, because this has always been the bottom piece. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. So now you see how to do silver and gray. I'm sorry, silver and gold. And then I'll be continuing on this project. Like I said, I'll finish up the gray off camera so I don't bore you to death. And then we'll get going on these other pieces. All right, guys. And listen, please don't forget to join my Facebook group, Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, because I go live periodically, and that's where you can ask me questions about stuff like this. So, super. All right, guys, this is ILene Vick for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. Oh, joyous, joyous coloring. And I hope you learned something when I did this for you, because that's what it's all about for me. So, have a good rest of the day. Stay safe, stay sane. Remember, this too shall pass. There you go. Bye.